All right. Robert.
Yep.
What's going on? You're 29.
Yeah, I was checking in. I've listened to you guys for a long time back in the day when good old Ricky Rackman was there, even the poor man.
Oh, those were the salad days.
Yeah. And I want to congratulate you guys. I think you do a great job. My wife and I listen to you while we go to sleep. No offense.
That's fine.
And,
True Nod's off, too.
And
Sweet.
What's up, Robert?
you guys really are educating the poor kids in, Los Angeles for a while now that you've gone global. It's great. But I was wondering, Drew, you have frequently commented on how people recreate their childhood situation.
When they're traumatic, yeah.
Yeah. I think they recreate their childhood situation even when they're not traumatic. You just don't get calls about it.
It's less clear cut. It's less reproducibly the case.
Well, and who cares?
Right. Well,
you know what I mean?
Right. But
I mean, here's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to make fun of you, Robert.
But if you based your relationship on a healthy...
If your parents loved each other and they took care of themselves and they took care of you, and then you married someone, loved them, and took care of them...
Great.
Fantastic.
I understand. But Drew, you seem to think that it's to resolve issues?
Well, I've asked for a couple months. I put a call out for this. If somebody explain...
I'm gonna.
Well, okay, good. Because to my reading... No one has ever explained what's been called the compulsion the repetition neurosis and this compulsion to repeat these traumatic acts. No one.
Simple evolution.
Tell me.
It's about survival of the fittest. You reach breeding age, you recreate your breeding environment, and I think screwed up people have more kids on average. You guys talk about all the husbands.
Did you send me a fax about 3 months? Did you send me a fax about 3 months ago?
No, I didn't.
Because somebody faxed this exact argument to me once.
Really?
And it still doesn't work for me though. Why would you want to breed more dysfunctional people that have a shorter life expectancy?
Happiness has nothing to do with nature. Nature is just
but personality disorders predict short lifespan. And people that have traumatic histories have personality disorders.
Right, but short lifespan, our average lifespan was 20 years on average. Our breeding age.
Yeah. So lifespan
we're not really
doesn't
set up to live to 70.
Right. So lifespan doesn't predict fittest necessarily.
Yeah.
Well, here's my take, and this is not going to answer your question, but I want to get my licks in anyway.
I'll get to you, Adam. I want to check in on Boobville.
Animals, you take animals, and they'll hump anything, anytime, anywhere. They get hot, whatever. They have a bunch of the dad eats the offspring, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's the animal kingdom. The stupider you are, the less planning and forethought you put into anything, and the more of an animal you basically are. I know people get offended about this, but really stupid people, if you really think about them, really smart people and really stupid people, the stupid people sort of act a little more like animals.
I agree.
They grab a handful of the chick's hair, they drag her to the bedroom, they jump on top of her.
They
don't
nail
think
it.
about protection.
And they don't think about condoms. They don't think about the next day. They don't think about the fact that they already have 3 kids that they can't afford. All they know is they got a boner and they want to put it somewhere.
Exactly.
And they're drunk.
Oh, my goodness.
So, I think that's why they have more kids. But it does not answer the question as to why do they reproduce.
Say it again. You recreate your
Childhood situation.
Your breeding environment?
Yeah.
What is the advantage to that from an evolutionary standpoint?
Well, from a simple evolutionary standpoint, if you reach breeding age, you want to recreate the breeding environment. Right?
Interesting. So what Robert is saying, and I'll get back to the animal kingdom, is animals all do the same thing.
Exactly.
I mean, they go to the den, they go to the nest, they go to wherever they go, and they all do the same thing. So if your parents were, getting it on and had you when they were too young or had too many of you or whatever, when you're 15, that biological urge kicks in to reproduce, and you want to have the same bad rust color carpet and have it in the same trailer home and do the same environment.
I don't know if it's necessarily a biological urge. I think it's trained,
But what is the teleology behind that? Why does that improve survival?
Well, I don't know that it improves survival, but it just increases the chances you're going to recreate your breeding.
All right, but what Drew is looking for is from an evolutionary standpoint, why? Because it seems to us, sitting here night after night, that this country is coming apart at the seams because there's too much of this going on.
I think it's the government.
Right.
I blame the government, too.
From a sociological standpoint, it's awful, but from a straight breeding perspective, it's perfect.
Right. Okay.